Have you ever felt your heart racing in front of an audience? You are not alone. Trust me, I've been there, shaking and all. Hi guys, welcome back to RTs Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to anyone new. And I'm happy to be back. Took a little vacation. And I have to say thank you to my past guest co-host, Melissa Welsh and Dr. Al Canones. They were amazing guest co-hosts and they dropped some serious gems on us, and hopefully I can have them back in the future. All right, guys. So today's episode, we are talking about how to be an engaging first-time speaker. Yes. Okay, so I have told people in past episodes my struggles with public speaking in the past. And so that's why I have done a few episodes, a few topics on addressing public speaking, especially for the first time. So I'm enjoying talking about this topic. So the first thing I want to tell you what to do and how to engage your audience is you have to get to know who the audience is, right? So you have to do your research and you have to know who the target audience is going to be. So that is my first piece of advice is you want to know, are these seasoned healthcare professionals for those of us that are in the healthcare field, or are these early career folks? Are we talking to parents? Are we talking to kids, to teens? So you have to know your audience, and the more research you do on the audience and or the event itself and why you as a speaker is a good match for that audience, the better you will be received. Number 2, you as a first-time speaker, you need structure, right? So structure for your speaking. So meaning that you need an opening, you need something like a storytelling, telling a story, right? Then you need the key takeaways, like what somebody is supposed to take from that story, and a call to action. So your speaking needs to have a flow, a structure. Number 3, practice makes progress. All right. So this is how I progressively got better with public speaking. I practice. And sometimes there's a debate on whether it's better to practice in front of a mirror, or to record yourself, or to do it in front of people like loved ones, people that you trust. But to me, it's best to do all of the above. And that's what I do. I do it all. So I practice in front of a mirror. I practice by recording myself. I do it on Zoom, platforms like Zoom. I do it through my phone. And I also practice in front of my loved ones so I can feel how it is to have an audience. Tip number 4, capture the audience from the start. So when you start speaking, start with something like a shocking fact, a question, or a story, something that gets their attention right away. So an example of that is I recently had to do, I was on a panel and I had to speak in front of some high school kids about how is it to be, what it is to be a respiratory therapist. What's a respiratory therapist, and what do we do in our day in the life? So basically how I started was I asked a question, an engaging question, something like this, an interactive question, which was, by show of hands, how many of you guys are breathing right now? And guess how many hands went up? All of them, which was good, right? And from there, I had to tell them, if you stop breathing right now, or if you had difficulty breathing, you would see me, a respiratory therapist, because we are cardiopulmonary specialists and we help folks with breathing. Yes, you see, so I got them from the start, right? Engaged and participating within the speaking at the very beginning. Tip number 5, shift your voice energy levels. Okay, so what that means is you want to shift energy levels, shift your voice tone and energy levels, gesture, eye contact, movements in different parts of your presentation or your speaking. So for messages, key messages, you want to speak slower. You want to look in specific directions. You want to look in the front of the audience, to the front of the audience. You want to look to the top of your audience. If it's a stadium, you want to look to both sides. And for someone like me, I use my hands. So and what I have found out for me, I thought using my hands was bad once upon a time, and I tried to stop doing it, and then that ended up making me more nervous, and it made me not be myself. So I just allow myself to use my hands, but not go super crazy. But it does help me to engage people into what I'm saying. So it works for me. And you want to talk, when I talk about voice, shifting your voice energy levels, think about reading a story to a child and why someone would change the voice for each character. And if the setting is spooky, how they would talk spooky or do something different like that, because you're trying to engage someone in the story. And it's the same thing with the presentation. You want them to get it. Tip number 5, prepare for nerves and for handling mistakes. Listen, you're gonna get nervous. It's fine. It happens. What I do is I prepare for the nerves. What I do is I ask somebody to come that is a friend or a loved one to be that familiar face for me in the audience. So just ask somebody, hey, listen, I'm speaking at this thing for the first time. Can you come and be there for me as a support system? And that helps with nerves. As far as mistakes, it's fine. If you make a mistake or if you lose your train of thought, take a pause, take a breath, and keep it moving. A lot of the times people don't even notice or know that you made a mistake or that you forgot something. Most of the time it's a miss. So no need to apologize, because oftentimes folks don't even notice it. And if you do gain the thought back, circle back to it at the end. If it's something that had to be mentioned, that's all it is. Circle back. And I've done it a few times and no problems. All right, guys. So I hope that you learned something from these tips here today. And let's take a challenge. Let's start to do some small, low risk speaking engagements. All right. So think about maybe speaking up at a meeting or amongst friends and family, something small, and starting out like that. Okay. And Please, guys, if you like these topics, please like, share, follow, comment. Let me know what your experiences are, what you would like to do as far as speaking. If this is a goal for you in 2025, hit me up, because know that I have been there. Okay, so know that your voice matters. Okay, it is your time. It is your time to wow them with your voice. Yes. All right, guys. So remember that we are growing here together. We are here every Wednesday on most podcast platforms, and we are on YouTube on Thursdays, and there is so much more to come. Thank you so much, guys, for everything, and remember to invest in yourself and to only compete with yesterday's version of you. I'll see you next time. Bye.